Well, hello. Hello, darlings. How are you today? Oh, I hope you had a good night's sleep. I feel like, I don't know, this last week or so, I just feel like a steamroller has run over me. That's still that Scorpio energy. I'm still not fully into the Gemini stuff. I hope you're into the Gemini stuff because that seems a lot more fun to me. Really, like the heaviness. So, I mean, I clearly am walking through a death, and I'm sure some of you are too. So, let's get a handle on it, shall we? Looking for messages for those watching today. This is Empress Club. Empress Club reading. If you want to join the Empress Club, you're welcome to. We talk a lot about twin flame journey and spiritual ascension and awakening. Moving into more abundance creation this summer. That is my philosophy. Creating stability for yourself allows you to look at things more closely, not be so emotionally attached to certain things that need to kind of go away in your life. And it is my personal belief that creating stability in yourself, emotional, financial, spiritual, always, creating that stability allows you then to be like, oh, I see, that's something connected to this, and that needs to go, ping. And it's not that I'm trying to have you be unemotional about things, because emotions are your roadmap. It really shows you the things that need, that if it's outsized, you've seen people have an outsized reaction to something, right? Like it seems like such a small thing, and they just are freaking out, and you're like, that tells me that hit a nerve of some important kind. So when those things happen, when you have like an outsized reaction to something, that's a clue. And the more stable you can get, the more King of Pentacles you can get in yourself. And I don't just mean about money, okay? What I'm saying is like, you're not constantly trying to keep a roof over your head and food on the table, okay? So I feel it's part of my mission is to get everybody stable, to get them feeling good about themselves, doing work that is meaningful, right? In our society, we have a tendency to take jobs just to keep a roof over our head, and then it really implodes because the work isn't meaningful, and so we don't care. When you don't care, you're not doing your best work. So, that's again another clue. I took jobs over and over again in a field because I had the expertise. Here's the thing. I hated doing the work. Just because you have a credential, just because you have a lot of experience or a lot of background in something doesn't mean you really love it. Especially in our culture, it really is about like survival. And there's nothing, no shame in that game, okay? No shame in that game. Jobs are also creating community. They're creating confidence and stability and new skills. Every single job or project or whatever you have brings you something. Doesn't bring you nothing. If it only brings you the knowledge of like, oh, I don't like doing this, that's valuable. Okay? So how can we track you into a place that is meaningful? How can we put you on the path to meaningful stability? That's what I want to work on this summer, because I do feel like there is a lot of outsourcing of happiness that goes into relationships. And, my happiness is controlled by the presence or absence of another person. And it is my belief and my experience, my absolutely hard-won experience, that the only person that creates stability in terms of happiness, joy, feelings is you, for yourself. That's union. Okay? So I think a lot of us have misunderstood union to be only with another person. Some of you get it. I know some of you get it. So you don't need to tell me you get it. I know you get it. If you're like, yeah, duh, MJ, I know that creating happiness in myself, creating union, but do you really know it? Like, have you felt it? Have you been like, okay, well, I'm going to do me and I'm supportive of me and everything, but you're still like longing for that person, and you're still, true union comes when that longing isn't the thing. Isn't the thing. So let's do the reading now. Let's do the reading now, Mary Jo. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm not even saying it, right? I'm not even saying it. Do I need to say it? Okay. This is what's going on underneath the surface is like the love, what has your family taught you about love? That's where you find a lot of these. I mean, it's not just unhealthy relationship patterns. It is also addiction. Addiction to love, addiction to that zizz of being in relationship. And then when it gets into I think a lot of us have that, because then when we get into the regular mundane crap of relationships, it's harder because it's the zizz, right? It's that. And so this is about realigning with what love is. Not believing what society tells you, what your family told you, what other people outside of you told you. Because they're all vying for attention and vying for your attention. Okay? They're, when someone says it runs in the family, you're like, this is where it runs out. Not doing that. Okay? And these obsessions, because the true twin flame experience is peace. Peace. Healing. No drama, Obama. No drama. Right? No drama. Peace. That's the true nature of this. Okay? Queen of Pentacles, you have it all inside you, my loves. Oh my God. Okay, I just think this is so interesting. That's what's coming toward you. Wow. Do you not love tarot? Okay, do you not love it? I love that tarot is a reflection of your own intuition, what messages are coming into you. That's what shows up. You think the cards are driving the reading? It's the intuitive sense. It's the messages that come through. That's what really drives it. And the storyline falls. That's why tarot is so freaking cool. If you want to learn, if you've picked up a deck, I'm doing a class right now. You're welcome to join. Please do. Link is below. Okay? Please do. Because this is a way of you, because we're doing a general reading here now, but there's a message here for you if you're watching this. This is my belief, is a way of you getting in touch with that intuition and really hearing yourself. This, for those of us who need validation of our own awareness, our own nudges, things like that, until you get really solid. Because I have been told many, many times over the past 2 years, like, you don't really need the cards. Here's the thing. I'm a visual storyteller, and so cards support it. And this is so freaking incredible when I look at this, okay? Because this says to me, you're going to get what you want. But it's based on these familial patterns. It's based on these belief systems that you have absorbed as a kid. Look, my folks were awesome. No disrespect, right? No disrespect. We all have been growing up inside this matrix. This is new to all of us, okay? This is new to everybody going, oh, really? That's not healthy? Really? I didn't realize that. I thought that's just what, we did, right? It runs in the family. I thought that's just what we did. That's just what was desirable. But look, the opportunity is to see what's a trap. 8 of Swords. What's trapping you and keeping you from true happiness and joy. Because 9 of Cups can also be addiction. Okay? 9 of Cups can be that feeling of zizz. Because the 9 of Cups, it's like, How many people who drink, not necessarily addicted, but you love that feeling. If people like to drink, and I like to try, I like wine, right? The feeling of that just release or something like that. There's something there, right? There's something there. You can see how people would be like, oh, I just want that feeling all the time, right? And so you need more and more and more and more of it to get there. And I feel like what we're talking about today is the feeling of being loved and nurtured. Queen of Pentacles is very much about loving and nurturing. And how are you getting that? How is that coming into you? How are you, are your relationships healthy? And is part of the twin flame, part of the reason you're here in this spiritual journey is to reflect to you the things that are unhealthy. You may not have considered, if stability is something that you're still working on, and relationships seem like a safe haven, or that love that someone else cares, right, is the thing that keeps you stable, give that to yourself, Queen of Pentacles. Because if you don't, it's always going to be external to you. Relying on outside people to make you feel loved. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, that's the family thing. And as a reformed people pleaser, okay, I can tell you that there were plenty of times when I was like, ooh, I can't say that to that person, or I can't speak. It's not just saying that to that person. I can't speak my truth about my feelings being hurt, or my, self being squashed or put in a box. I can't speak that truth, because what happens if I lose that person? I'll lose my mooring. I'll lose my stability. I'll lose, right? And that is what sort of is going on here when I'm talking about moving all of us towards stability of spirituality, of emotions, of financial, every kind of stability, every kind. And it's not about being inside of a box. It's about being stable enough. It's being the lighthouse. This is what the lighthouse is all about. The lighthouse is a structure, dense, rigid, right? But the light shines. The light is allowed to shine. So this is a different take on the lighthouse story. Months and months ago, we talked about be the lighthouse, not the storm, right? We were talking about the other. We were talking about the service a lighthouse provides to the other, to the boat that's out there blah, 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 on the ocean, right? The lighthouse provides a beacon of safety to guide that boat into port. Okay? Now we're talking about the structure of you as the lighthouse, which we've always talked about. But what is that service? What is that lighthouse service? Okay. What service is that lighthouse providing to you? Okay? The lighthouse doesn't run up and down the beach. That's not a service to that, and it's certainly not a service to you. Because a lighthouse is a brick structure, concrete structure. It needs stability in order to shine that light. Okay? And this is when you're in your stability, you can then see more nuanced issues. Okay? Like if you're unstable and the job thing is crazy and there's, constant flux in your life, and this person, this other, this twin flame is providing that beacon for you, right? Providing like, oh, if I could just get into that love relationship, that's going to make me feel solid. I'm suggesting to you that the only way that feels good, that relationship feels good, is if you are already solid. Okay? And this is the universe saying that to you. This is what's coming toward you. A lot of downloads, a lot of awakenings coming toward you. Healing and awakenings. A lot of new information is coming. And for some of you, this may cast you out into the storm, but it sends you on a new path. And that new path, this is the beacon, Ace of Pentacles. And I'm not saying that money is the answer to everything. I'm really not. I'm not really saying that at all. In fact, what I am saying is Creating stability for yourself, Queen of Pentacles, allows you to see when things are healthy or not healthy. Okay? Are they your wish granted or are they your worst nightmare? The only way to see that is through the lens of the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles shows you, just try it. Just try getting quiet. Try removing drama. This is drama. And this is sort of like, I don't know what to believe because I believe what, I learned growing up, and this is what I've always thought about love. And the universe is saying to you, the universe is really throwing you some curveballs right now to be like, well, this is what I thought was love. Why isn't this, it's like Oliver, where is love, right? Show tunes today. This is now creating your own beacon, being the lighthouse for yourself. Star. Being the lighthouse for yourself. And knowing that, you see, following this moon, Six of Swords, following this path, this new path, it is new. It's going to feel weird. And if it feels like the old Ziz, it's probably not healthy. The old Ziz is a paradigm that may not necessarily be in your ascension plan. This is part of purging those old plans, those old paradigms, those old tracks. Purging those things. Because if you've created relationships in your life that were unhealthy, you can't, Einstein, you can't create, the answer to the problem cannot be solved by the same thinking that brought you the problem. You have to get out of those tracks. And that's what being stable does for you. Gets you out of this thinking, gets you out of these ruts, gets you out of the blindness of like, well, I thought that that's what we were supposed to do, right? And I thought that that's what love was. And I think what we're doing here is really creating an opportunity for you to get stable, get on your ascension path, in that place, which all of you are, if you're watching this. And then this is the nuanced stuff, okay? So it's not the big boulders we're talking about. These are the rocks and the tiny pebbles that trip you up, that are like non sequiturs to you. They don't make sense to you. Why, if I am all about love and I want love, why do I keep attracting the same kind of experience? And being stable, moving away from instability. This is the card of instability, okay? Moving away from instability on a new path that feels strange. It feels weird because this is not what I was taught, right? Do you think my folks sat me down and said, you know what? I think when you're 50 years old, you might want to start a YouTube channel. Mom, what's a YouTube channel? Well, I don't really know, but they didn't have the capability to express to you what your path was going to be, because your folks and your grandparents, all wonderful people, wonderful, flawed, fantastic, mistake-making people, okay? You are a new generation of people moving us forward, okay? You guys are on the front lines of this ascension, this spiritual elevation. Doesn't it make sense that it would look different? Doesn't that make sense to you? Let's just use the 20th century thinking logically. To fix a problem, which is the relationship issue we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with a lot of love addicts, sex addicts, addictions, workaholics, third party. We're dealing with a lot of stuff that is low vibration. Doesn't it make sense that the answer comes from somewhere else? And you know what? You're the somewhere else. God is not separate from you. God is in you. It is religion that makes it separate from you, that makes you think it's out there somewhere. What tarot does is help you reconnect with the God source in you. Okay? This is where it's at. And, you know, I might be ruffling some feathers when I'm talking about traditional religion, but I will say to you that as a, you know, full-on Catholic growing up, that is no longer my belief, especially when you see what traditional religion has wrought and within your own sphere about how the belief systems that made other people comfortable now are bringing you problems because you're believing in something and I'm not just talking about religion, I'm talking about any kind of belief systems that we had. Everything is being upended. Everything is being upended. And it feels scary. That's why you have to be your own stability. All right. It's almost like, you know, when we're talking about ascension, we feel like we're, you know, ascending is higher and up here and all this stuff. It's rooting yourself in something, a new philosophy, and then shining that light. Okay? So that's what you're doing here. This is a brand new thing, and moving on your ascension path is about questioning all of the beliefs you have and what is real, what is in my ascension program or plan. I can't go down that road until I've questioned a lot of things. All right? So blocks here that need to be overcome. Wow, this is Nine of Wands, old belief systems, devil, karmic energy, absolutely, Ace of Cups. The karmic energy can be about beliefs about love. Beliefs that love is other, just like God is other. God is out there. Right? But this thing is blocking love. These beliefs that I'm talking about have kept you trapped. Eight of Swords is keeping you trapped. It's not love. The love addiction or just the zizz of having a third party or whatever it is, or the otherness of the twin out there and the longing, right? That's an addiction. You can be addicted to that. It gives you something. Nobody does something unless it gives them something back. Just how people work. It's just the alchemical nature of give and take, the laws of give and take, right? Just like the law of attraction, there's a law of equal transference, okay? There's a law about that in the universe, right? Nature abhors a vacuum. There's a lot of things that exist in nature, that exist in our experience, that our sociology, that our culture has tried to lay over a new belief system. And now we're seeing the cracks in that belief system. Why do those belief systems exist? Well, somebody benefits from them. And when it's equal benefit, what for a while there was equal benefit. I feel no longer equal benefit. That's why things are cracking. And it's all this karmic stuff that's being ejected. Actions and advice for you. Two of Cups, again. Ten of Wands. Ten of Swords. Man, it's throwing away these old belief systems. Look at that. Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. About love. Ten of Pentacles. That old way of doing love is over. I mean, what's the new way? We're working on it. I mean, that's what's coming. New ways of doing love. New ways of being in relationship. New ways of healthy exchange. High vibration love. New ways of doing it. That's what's coming. We are nine of Wands, Ten of Wands, right? Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Cups is missing. We got Nine of Cups here. And Nine of Cups can be excess, just like the devil energy here. So messages to you from the divine. Let's talk about messages from the divine, okay? Four of Wands, King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. One more, please. Okay, so this is about traditional relationship. Four of Wands. Boy, Hierophant, huh? Hierophant. This is about traditional relationship. This is about, I'm going to use this card as stability. Ace of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. And when there's things around you, look at this. Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. The fastest and the slowest energy. It's the energy around relationship. It's the energy around relationship. This is also, let's see here. This is also Magician, Temperance. Wow, these are big cards. Ace of Swords. So we are King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles here, and Four of Wands. This exists and this is coming. So don't fret. If what I've said has made you nervous about like, oh my God, I'm not going to have a regular relationship, that's not true. Okay? King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. But this, and I don't mean to make it about money because it's not really about money, but it is about stability. Stability in all its forms, because abundance isn't just about money. Abundance is about the stability that comes from a lack of emotional craziness around money, around being solid, at peace, right? Being at peace. So one person's stability can be getting rid of all their worldly trappings and being very earth conscious and living in a very small space with very few things, living very light on the planet. That can be one person's stability. Like, I got too much stuff. Another person's stability can be creating wealth and then doing with it what creates stability in the world, right? Showing your light. There can be a lot of versions of this. I feel like the more you create stability here, Magician, the more you create stability, I feel like the more, I'm just going to say this, the more angry you're going to get at how you've been treated. Okay? Because you're going to see it for what it is. You're not going to be stuck in this space of not seeing it anymore. Okay? You're going to see it. You're going to see how relationships tried to control you or tried to put you in a box or tried to make you do a thing. This is the most important card of the whole reading. This is what's coming toward you. Is your own spirit wants you to know that your own personal message is coming. Even though this is a general reading and take from it what you want. The universe is working to bring you to sort of sift out what you believe. My father used to say, live what you believe. And sometimes it's hard to unearth that when you've got, family stuff and you've got institutions and things like that telling you what you should be doing or I should be married by 40 or by 30 or whatever it is. You're charting your own path now. You're moving down your own path. And this is going to be coupled when you trust that this path is for your highest and best good. When you trust that it is for society's best and highest good, right? We live, no man is an island. We live in a community. The rules are changing. You guys are the torchbearers for that kind of stuff. And you are going to be bringing the truth. And it's going to be very different than what you probably thought it was. Okay? It's going to look very different than what you probably thought it was. Let's see how this unfolds for you. Queen of Swords, Six of Wands. I like that. Five of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Four of Pentacles, King of Wands. It's about embracing. Look at that. It's about embracing. I know. Five of Cups, Four of Pentacles. It's embracing the things that no longer are going to exist for you and really embracing your own truth about it and being in a solid place of like, maybe no one else is around. This is really about you, okay? And mirroring your twin energy. So just know the loudness of this reading that's for you only is to kind of keep you out of the mindset of what are they doing? What's going on with over there? You've got enough going on here, okay? And this is the time to really be in this moment of peace so you can hear these messages. Your job here is to be a torchbearer, to upend how we used to do love, because how we used to do love was more addictive, had addictive feeling to it. It had structures to it that didn't support real love. It was about money, or it was about safety, or it was about something else. But it wasn't about the kind of high vibration love we're talking about. That's a very different experience. Okay? You can say marriage is a financial contract, because that's truly what it is. And it's entered into based on the communal, the love for each other and the desire to have children and all of those things. All great, all great. What we're experiencing here is the universe is telling us of a new pattern, a new path. Because I think a lot of us, I know I've been saying for about a year now that traditional marriage is just like all other institutions that we're looking at right now is being upended. What's replacing it? Nature abhors a vacuum. What is replacing it? What's going to replace that? And I feel like you might need to be, the reason for separation, for those of you who are upset about being in separation, the need to be in separation is so you can see. So you can, I get a train sync on that one. So you can see your own unhealthy patterns. Everybody's got them, you know, no shame in that game. And your own, the unhealthy patterns that you were brought up with, the inner child work, all of this stuff is here as part of the ascension process. Because it's not out there somewhere. It's getting grounded in here. That's ascension, right? That is opening up to spirit. That is aligning your chakras and having them be connected to spirit and having it, knowing that it's in here, not out there somewhere, right? You're not separate from it. You've always had it. You just haven't listened to it because this speaks really loudly. Family stuff, our society, what we expect, what we think will make us happy. And what we think would make us happy turns out to be kind of not. So this is a new paradigm. And by asking questions, Queen of Swords, by asking questions, overcoming this feeling of being stuck in this kind of relationship that isn't satisfying, that isn't growth oriented, that isn't about expanding your light into the world. Okay? The new thing is, we don't even know what it looks like yet, but you're going to have to, right now, that Scorpio full moon was about purging the things you're holding on to. Some of us can be in cycles of holding on and not wanting to purge, not wanting to look at the things, not wanting to look at the hurt, not wanting to feel that pain anymore of childhood hurts or any of those things that keep us in unhealthy cycles and keep us separate from this twin experience, keep us separate from union with ourselves. That's really the twin experience, is union with yourself. And this is, King of Wands is taking action on that. Taking action. And yes, on the very 3D level, this is a person actualized. This is another person who has done this work too. Okay? The twin doing the work, you doing the work, needing to be single or needing to be separate while doing the work. And to see, you know, a lot of people think a certain person is their twin and they kind of lock onto it. And, you know, it's the ziz and the third party and all of that kind of stuff. And it doesn't mean that your twin isn't married to somebody else or a workaholic or whatever that third party situation is. It's just that the ziz of the third party thing is no longer providing sustenance because it's addiction, because it's low vibration. And being aware that that's low vibration, moving into higher vibration, that's what the universe is asking for us right now. That's what God is asking for us right now, is to move away from the things that we know are low vibration. And the only way you know them, because they've been providing a lot of ziz, is to be stable, is to be solid in yourself, to be at peace. The true twin flame union is peace, not drama, not excitement, not overarching, huge. It's peace. moving toward that. All right, some guidance here for you. Wow. This could be the one. You deserve love. That's a big lesson. Reconciliation coming. Free yourself. In order for reconciliation to happen, and I think we've said this many times, freeing yourself from these old addictive patterns, the ziz, the low vibration, whatever, freeing yourself from that pattern. So, for example, if your twin flame or the person you believe to be your twin flame is is married to someone else, whatever, it's really about not focusing on anyone else, even the person you consider to be your twin, and focusing on your own union. That's really what this is about. That's how you free yourself. Being completely self-sustaining and stable. Emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, in all ways. That's the work right now. Because caring about them and longing, whatever, is the codependency that is keeping them from you. So being completely, solidly, there is no attachment, right? Releasing attachment to a specific person, releasing attachment or a need to have something unfold the way you want it, which is old programming, releasing those old programs, releasing all of that, purging all of that. And finding union in yourself. That's how you free yourself. That's how you do it. Okay? And then, okay, so it's going to feel like this. It's going to feel like out in the cold. It's going to feel like what comes up for you when you let go. Mine was anger and fury at not being chosen. Right? That's the thing to heal. I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me. So what's the thing that comes up for you? If you let go, let's do an experiment. If you let go of this beautiful, I'm going to call it a fantasy, but don't take offense to that, right? This beautiful picture you've created with the twin. If you let go of that, that never is going to happen. Gone. What comes up? What bubbles up? Let yourself sit in that. That will tell you what needs to be healed in order to achieve union with yourself. When you no longer care about union with an other person, because you know you're good enough, you're enough yourself. You know that you create your own stability, that you create your own union. You know that. You know that you create this for yourself. Once you're in that, here's what's going to happen. Legit. You're not going to care. And then you know what happens? They show up. So you can't do this work. You really have to let go of the fantasy that it's this, right? This 9 of Cups, but really it's this. It's keeping you separate from yourself. It's keeping you separate from yourself. And so once you free yourself from that, you're then moving down a new road, Ace of Pentacles, something that looks totally different. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. Because this King of Wands here may be somebody totally different than you expected. Right? This King of Wands could just be you. Right? It could just be you. Can you be okay with that? That's what this is calling for you. When you're okay with that, when you're okay, you know you deserve love, reconciliation, this could be the one, and you're the one, when you're okay with that, that's when the messages come in. That's when the true union happens. The universe is trying to talk to you right now. This is coming toward you. Big downloads coming toward you about what's going to happen on the other side of achieving union with yourself. That's the key. Peace. Letting go of anything that's unhealthy, anything that is lower vibration. Come here, Two of Cups. Anything that is not in your best and highest good. That's a hard thing to do. I don't say that lightly. It's taken me a long time to get to the place of understanding. So I put it to you. I challenge you to let go of the other. Let go. And some of you have already done that. Some of you are in the process of doing that. And it's a challenge because you're letting go of all the Cinderella stories and the Snow White and the Disney stuff and the high vibration belief or high vibration grasping, right? Grasping for the high vibration. Once you let go of the grasping, you're really in it. All right, guys. I'll see you soon.